cloud, I guess. All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the 16th Filecoin Core Devs Biweekly meeting. Thank you all for being here. It's a lovely sunny day in Toronto, Canada. Hopefully it's good wherever people watching this or joining this are. Yeah, so we kind of have our usual agenda. We've got through updates from the various teams, and then probably one of the important things to talk about is what's going into the next network upgrade. Go figure, that's what we use these meetings for. And then any other questions about that or any other agenda items we can take. Let's get started with updates. Let's see who wants to go first. Venus, how about you? Steven?
Okay, sure. Yeah. Okay. And hello, everyone. Yeah, Velas had some progress in last 2 weeks. Yeah, we have actually we have a 5-day holiday in last 2 weeks, which is the Labor Day holiday. So we have about 1 week to work. Yeah, in that week we had done the new release, the 0.95, which is aligned to 1.8.0 to launch for network version 12. Okay, that is one thing which is very important, and based on that, we also launched the distributed mining pool on the mainnet, which means we upgrade the software of the Velas node, the F0128788, which is running on the new code with multiple components. Based on this, we think, which means we are ready to set up distributed mining pool. So our next plan is to, in next 2 weeks, we will have at least 1 mining pool launch in the mainnet online, and in one pool we will have more than 5 miners in one pool to work. Okay, this is one plan of our next week, and another thing is that we are ready to transfer a few repo from IPv4 community to Filecoin project. As you know, we have a few components which is under IPv4 community where they are under development. Right now, we think they are mature enough to the Filecoin project organization and to have more people, more visibility to others, and to have more people to join us to evolve the code. And the next thing is that we have the security audit initial report received, and there are a few issues we're still working on, and we'll provide the feedback next in a few days. In 1 week, and we'll try to finish all the issues. With this, we will expect to have the final report perhaps in 2 weeks. Okay, and another plan in next 2 weeks, we are working on the market component to have the Velas node to get the deal to storage and also to retrieve the data, real data from the Velas node. Yeah, I think that's all for Velas side. Thank you.
Sounds good. That's a lot of progress, especially if you had holidays. And I hope you had a nice break and your team had a nice break. Yeah, that's really cool. Cool. Let's hear from Forrest next, maybe.
Yo, Forrest here. So yeah, since 2 weeks ago, we implemented network v12 upgrade, saw crazy improvements, very nice. We're able to sync tip sets in around a second now, process like tip set states. So that's pretty dope. Since the last time, we've also started our security audit at the beginning of this week. Haven't run into anything yet. I don't really, silence is good maybe, I don't know, or scary, both. but yeah, we're working on that. And we also, I think last time we hadn't finished our chain syncer refactor yet. But we obviously have gotten it in before the audit started, and our chain syncing process is very, very much more robust, and a lot less redundant work and scheduling happened. Actually solved a huge memory leak we were seeing that was creeping up over time. Forest is like pretty stable at around like 4 to 6 gigs now, running for like 2 days, 3 days. So that's really nice. And so currently we're continuing work on finishing like, payment channel and storage market functionality. Well, I guess storage and retrieval market functionality. It's quite complex logic in the payment channel, and we're still working on like testing it. So there's that. We're also working on improving our CLI and creating, like, I guess one of our first steps towards that is also like creating an RPC client library. Don't think anything like that exists in Rust yet. So that'd be really good to have like a unified RPC interface for our server and our client. So people can, interact with, I guess, any of the Filecoin implementations much more easily over RPC in Rust. So it's kind of, I think that's, actually, we're also working on instrumenting our node. So Jorge's been kind of doing research on like, Prometheus and open metrics and stuff like that, and seeing what the best path forward is. And we're also in communications with the Rustlib P2P team to kind of, work together to have a more, I guess, a solid, more consistent metrics for like the whole Rust, Filecoin, IPFS, blah, blah, blah ecosystem.
Cool, very nice. And so you mentioned that you implemented before Actors. I assume you're syncing fine on mainnet, like no consensus issues noticed?
No, we had like one consensus issue after, like literally like an epoch or two after, and that it was just a really dumb mistake. But yeah, we haven't run into any consensus issues at all so far, so that's really nice.
Very, very nice. Good job. Yeah, and good luck with your audit. Hopefully nothing too major is spotted in there.
Well, you just jinxed it.
Well, it's also one of those things where like I don't know whether you should hope for a major issue to be found or not found, or like which is better. But regardless,
That's fair.
Yeah. Cool. Fuhan, how's stuff going with you?
So for the Fuhon, the most important updates are that, as you probably remember, we're trying to focus on making the node stable and memory consumption stable. So we had our node running for 4 days consistently, but unfortunately memory management issues were not resolved completely. So we're currently trying to figure out what is the problem. So we have decomposed the P2P part and Fuhon part separately, and debugging them and profiling them in parallel. So memory consumption is really a minor one, but it seems to, well, it's still an issue because we have projected that node can run for like 7 to 8 days, and then it will run out of 16 gigs of RAM, so it doesn't look really healthy. So we are currently figuring out what is happening and where exactly. So we have finished with development and testing of Retrieval Markets API. It's been integrated into the node. It's not yet in the master. It's on a separate branch, but we're currently testing it against Lotus, whether there are any issues in terms of interoperability. Seems there are no major ones. I think we have created a pull request for a smaller one for Lotus, so this is something we are working on. I think that's mostly it for updates. Yeah, we have identified 2 possible places which can contribute to memory consumption, and we are currently working on improving them. So that's mostly for the updates of Fuhon part.
Thank you. Yeah, good luck plugging those memory holes. That's not fun work, but yeah, 7 to 8 days before you hit a 16 gig of RAM isn't the worst, but yeah, I think you're gonna have to figure that out. Yeah. Let's see, for Lotus side, Jennifer, do you want to give an update?
Yeah, sure. So since 2 weeks ago, the Lotus team first working on the network 12 upgrade, and again we have a very smooth upgrade, which is great, and we have seen huge improvements in the network syncing validation performance, and we have written that into a blog post to explain the motivation and all the details behind it. I sent the link in the chat. And after that, Lotus released 190RC1 is basically 170RC1, 1070RC1 plus everything in 180 because of our version philosophy. And then we realized our proof team released their new 700 release, which has a lot of GPU improvements and also on ceiling process improvement. So we decided to integrate that, and we released 190RC2. And we realized that there are some bugs in the proof code, which you have to set extra flags to be able to in Lotus, so that you can enable GPU for proof computations. So we are working on a patch on that and looking to release a RC3 later this week. And the new Lotus release also integrate the new market release, which has a lot of improvement in data transfer, deal making process. So we're super looking forward to that. And currently, most of the team is head down working on integrate Actor V5, which will be supporting multiple FIPS 8, 12, and 13. So basically, that's most of our focus right now.
Sounds good. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's nice to hear from various people that yeah, performance times got significantly better after the V12 upgrade. There are some cool metrics in that blog post that Jennifer dropped in chat. If you all want to look at it, I'm sure anyone implementing a node has noticed it. And kind of from the community side of things, any updates, Jennifer?
Not really for the past 2 weeks. A lot of users that is using Lotus is noticing that GPU issue we have, so we're working hard to fix that. And also more and more community members started to be curious about what Venus is, how does their distributed mining pool work. So yeah, we're super looking forward to have more implementations and multiple communities in Filecoin network.
Cool, very nice, very nice. All right, any questions or points of discussion around updates and what folks are working on?
Yeah, one thing I want to add here is that yes, Vilas team will have a meeting with some small miners to help the miners to understand how the Vilas will support them to join the mining pool. Yeah, I think it's in the Saturday evening or morning. Yeah, very soon. Yeah, we'll do that, and I think we can update the progress in our next meeting if there are something.
Cool, very nice. Where have you kind of announced this meeting? Is it open to people who want to attend?
I think for now it's a meeting between Venus team and some Manix fellows to start with.
Got it. Sounds good. Very nice, very nice. Lovely to see the other implementations kind of getting incorporated with the community. Super cool. Any other kind of notes or comments?
Sorry, I joined the meeting. Do we have an actor update yet?
An actor update?
Yeah, from White.
That's probably what we're going into next as we talk about this V13 stuff. Yeah. Yeah, on that note, that's the only thing that I have on the agenda item for today is kind of more talks around scoping and work on the V5 actors and V13 and the V13 network upgrade. Wyatt, do you want to kind of kick that off?
Sure. The high level is that very little has changed. We're still targeting mid-June. The biggest thing that's changed is we've descoped fixing the compact partitions bug from needing to launch. So likely that won't get in. On the spectator side, yeah, we're still targeting FIP 8, 13, 11, 12 for consensus breaking changes. Yeah, so then I guess that's the plan for V5. The implementation on my end has been going okay. So 11 and 12, they've been done for a while. FIP 13 draft is up, so it's still in review, but looking to be closed out somewhat soon. Getting started on 8 pretty soon as well. And my current work is focused on getting test vector generation ready in a few weeks in time, so that other implementations have a couple weeks lead before the intended V5 upgrade to check out these test vectors and make sure that everything works.
Sounds good. Yeah, I don't know what the status of FIPS 8 and 13 are. We've obviously been talking about them for a while. Jennifer, are we ready to vote on them, or are they in last call right now? What's going on?
Sorry. FIPS 13 is currently on like both have like PRs to move them to last call.
Okay.
And for FIPS 13, the team is adding more like test cases and like adding some like final minutes before we can merge that PR. And for FIP 8, we can just click the merge button like after this meeting.
Gotcha. And it's after FIP goes into last call that we like formally accept the FIP. Is that correct?
Yeah. So we should let it sit in the committee for review for like a week to 2, and then we can decide if the FIP is good enough across the core devs and like moving it to accepted.
That happens in the next meeting, basically. Sounds good. Cool. And yeah, in terms of timeline, obviously that's a topic for discussion for kind of all of us here. We're hoping to still aim for what we've been talking about, which is like the mid-June timeframe. Does that kind of work for folks? And Eric, especially the Forest team, I think is relevant here because y'all have the most re-implementing of, well, y'all have the most work to do on Actors implementation.
I mean, I think it should be fine. Kind of depends how long this audit takes. But yeah, I think, you know, if the audit ends like at the end of this month or something like that, I think we should be able to implement V13. Yeah, V13 in time.
Sounds good. Yeah, that'd obviously be good because we definitely don't want any implementation to just kind of slide off the network. So we can work together to make sure that happens. The other update on that, kind of going along with what Wyatt said about test vectors, is we're hoping to finally kick off InteropNet now that we have another kind of major Actors release coming up. So be pinging the infra team, and we'll see if we can get that spun up sooner rather than later. And it'll probably start from V4 Actors, I imagine, because actually maybe we'll start it all the way from V5 Actors. We'll see what makes the most sense. But yeah, any other questions about timeline or supporting V5 Actors or the V13 integration? All right, sounds good. Yeah, I don't think there are any other, I haven't seen any other FIPs that kind of I wanted to talk about. I'm sure there might be some that we need to take a look at, but I don't have any to discuss right now. So is there any other topic of conversation?
This isn't exactly strictly related, but I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Dudley Grant. I've just joined the Filecoin Foundation. I'll be taking over some of the audit related things that Deep was handling in the past, and hopefully I get to know many of you soon.
Yeah, thank you very much. Sorry, I wasn't, I didn't recognize the usual names from the foundation, and so I wasn't sure kind of who is who. Sorry, welcome Dudley. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to having you here, and thank you for helping out with Filecoin stuff. And sorry, Sonia, would you like to introduce yourself as well?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me. I'm Sonia. I also just joined the foundation as the developer evangelist. So I'm looking forward to be working with you a lot, kind of figure out, how to improve your experience, how to hear what you think, great suggestions for what the foundation can do to support you, and all that good stuff.
Nice, welcome, and thank you very much. I think both, as you kind of picked up from the meeting, a lot of the implementations are at stages where audit-related things are happening, and we want people to start. We need some developer evangelism. So I think you're both joining at critical times, and it will be super important to the mission here. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Yeah. Cool. Any other topics of conversation, or we can wrap up early? Sounds good. Have a good day, everyone. Anything else, we can always talk async and Slack. If not, I'll see everyone in 2 weeks. Bye.
Thank you. Peace.
Yep.